We're completely focused on the Sidewell project, so it's a 100% gold focus, 100% growth story at Sidewell. And it is a truly transformational opportunity there. We've already demonstrated that in the sense that when we came into the Meekatharra area, we were probably capped at around $5 to $10 billion. Here today, we're capped at 60 million. We've identified 2/3 ounces there, and we're growing that quite rapidly. But the key thing that we need to demonstrate as quickly as we can is the fact that we are undervalued, and we have a really big growth story there at Sidewell moving towards development. So it's very exciting times for us. So I pointed to two things. Firstly, at the north end of the Mulga Bill corridor, we've identified the same high-grade mineralisation leading up into Eaglehawk. Now that is kind of a key development. We've been drilling up there for a while, but just late last year we really nailed down the geology and the key host to these high-grade quartz veins. So that's allowed us to more tightly focus our RC drilling on that contact. And we've already found a couple of really high-grade intersections. One the other day, for example, 3 metres at 46 grams a tonne. Some really eye-catching numbers there. So that demonstrates not only it's very similar structurally and geologically to Mulga Bill, but we're seeing that same endowment of really high-grade gold. So that's pretty exciting. That's currently looking at a kind of a kilometre of strike. We've got an untested potential for another 3 or 4 k's north of that we haven't drilled yet. Secondly, it's taken us a while to get down and test these new targets right down at the south end at Sidewell South. They're looking really good as well. So we put some announcements out about those in January and February this year. The exciting thing about them is that we've been using the Ironbark discovery as a template for that exploration, and that's really shaping up nicely. So we found several little gold endowments, which, well, I say little, but we've only just hit them with the first round of drilling. We don't know how big they are, but they look exactly like Ironbark in terms of the geology. So that's very exciting as well. So we've got one big system up the north there, Mulga Bill and Eaglehawk. Down the south end, a whole number of new discoveries that we'll be drilling out in the next 3 to 6 months. From an investor point of view, it offers an opportunity for people to be really strongly leveraged to gold price. So in terms of we're pure gold exposure, but also we think we're quite significantly undervalued. The gold price is obviously very strong, and the indications are that it's going to continue to go up just due to the amount of uncertainty in almost every other market. GBR is, I guess, a low risk opportunity where we already have a project with gold discovery. So we have resources in the ground that we can demonstrate underlying value. And we can also demonstrate a clear pathway to grow that value and really illustrate to the market what the value is of those deposits. The Ironbark scoping study is the first example, so we'll be able to bring out an NPV within the bounds of a scoping study, which is plus or minus 25%. We'll be very transparent on all of those assumptions, but I think that will demonstrate there's probably more value in Ironbark than our complete market cap as we sit here today. Up until now, I've been a pure exploration company, very technical group, doing a lot of very good geoscience and a really strong track record of discovery, but we're now moving that focus more towards development. So things like mining lease applications, mining leases being granted. There's a scoping study, that will be the first of many. We'll be applying for new mining leases elsewhere, like Mulga Bill and Saltbush, for example, later in the year. What that will really generate is, I guess, a string of news flow around development and some more concrete timelines. And at the same time, in the background, we'll have 1 or 2 rigs out the back generating new resources as we head towards this target of 1.5 million resource ounces. Once we reach that target, we'll really start to push the button on feasibility studies on everything. We'll consider standalone development, so building our own infrastructure, or toll treatment with one of our neighbours. So we're open to both opportunities, but we're really concentrating on progressing the project on our own at this stage.